Tonight we smack Canada and China, in case you couldn't tell. Chuck will give us an update. We celebrate the life and career of Christine McVie, and we give yet another reason that Dwayne Johnson is a badass. Welcome, everybody, to another Counterculture-wise. Oh, my goodness, we've only got about 3 more this year.
I know, we're in the month of December.
Can you believe it?
This whole year.
Christmas is right around the corner. Oh, let me introduce myself. I'm a woman of wealth and taste. Well, whoops, I went into the wrong thing there. I am Ms. Melanie Hope, your hostess with the mostest, and I am here in studio with my best friend, just so happens to be my husband, and also my co-host. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. James Monas, my sweet baboo.
Hey, Melanie, how many telemarketers does it take to change a light bulb?
How many telemarketers does it take to change a light bulb?
Only one, but he has to do it while you're eating dinner. Babu!
Is that our new... Okay, so you're not a dad, but we get dad jokes.
Oh, I love dad jokes.
I do too. I think by far my favorite dad joke of all time is, how many flies does it take to screw in a light bulb?
I have no idea.
Well, 2, but I have no idea how they got in there.
Babu.
Babu.
Oh,
boy,
folks.
do we have a jam-packed show for you today. We promised you an interview this week. We are bumping that interview to next week. First of all, because it's going to take up the whole show. Second of all, because I came down sick and was not able to mix it. So for those of you who are tuning in for that interview that we probably didn't advertise at all, that's why. But it'll be fantastic, amazing, fabulous, and all that stuff. And we're all over the place with that interview. In fact, I have had to turn off the auto post to YouTube function because, we're going to get in trouble.
We gonna be in trouble, Bubba.
More trouble than what he just did.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, we'll be doing little snippets here and there on, our YouTube channel pretty much got blown out of the water anyway. We do have a second YouTube channel. Holy crap, this is actually happening, which took off there for a while and then got shadow banned almost immediately.
But people are still following us.
Yeah.
We got a decent
we
following.
went from, several thousand views in an hour to 30. So there's something funky going on there. I'm also considering having all of our animations and everything actually doing a Bad Drawings Inc. just on YouTube. I throw everything on Rumble and Bitchute. I just throw them all in one nest. So I don't know if that hurts or helps us. We'll see. We really get good engagement on Bitchute. So definitely follow us there.
Please.
All right. Well, we decided we didn't want to start the show on a sad note. So what do you say we go straight into some weird and wonderful?
I think that's good.
Counterculture-wise is proud to present News of the Weird and Wonderful. Here are your hosts, Melanie Hope and Jim Monas.
And then we'll go into a sad note.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, Jim, you're a big fan of the Flamingo in Vegas, and now we've got another Flamingo that I think you will be a fan of. So let's hear about the Flamingo.
Let us do exactly that. Welcome to Florida Flamingo.
That's a biggin.
Yeah, it is.
That is a biggin.
It's quite a biggin. The giant pink flamingo in the middle of Tampa International Airport needs a new name, and the airport wants the public to choose it. The colorful 21-foot sculpture created by artist Matthew Mazzotta stoops down on the airport's main terminal and has become somewhat of a meeting point for travelers. This piece was originally called Home. Boring. But Mazzotta and TPA both think it could use a new name. I agree. The airport is holding a naming contest online at www.nametheflamingo.com. people can submit names through December 6th. That gives you 48 hours, people.
Oh.
With one entry allowed per person. They'll be asked to explain why they chose the name they submitted. The airport will then pick its 3 favorite names. Then the public can vote for the winner on December 12th on www.nametheflamingo.com. The winning name will be announced Friday, December 16th on the airport's Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram accounts.
Do you think I'd win if I submitted Don't Say Gay?
That would probably finish about 3rd or 4th to last, actually. That would get 1 vote, your own. Yeah. So it wouldn't even get mine. That's,
hey.
And I love you. I support you.
Don't say gay. Hashtag don't say gay.
Yeah. So what's in it for the winner, you might ask? Well, some stellar prizes, including 4 non-stop round-trip tickets for themselves and 3 companions on Silver Airways. I'm not sure if Silver Airways serves any other American airport.
Never heard of Silver Airways.
No. A VIP experience package to Busch Gardens. That'd be a lot of fun.
That would be fun.
Including 4 single-day admission tickets, 4 all-day dining passes, 4 quick queue unlimited passes, and preferred parking. A chance to bask in the limelight at a reveal event for the new name in TPA's main terminal. Ooh. Bask in the limelight?
Okay.
Oh, I can see it now. No, I really can't. But anyway.
Well, I'm submitting something. I just don't know what yet.
You can find out more contest details in the main entry form at www.nametheflamingo.com. That's www.nametheflamingo.com.
Not affiliated.
Not affiliated with us or the Flamingo Hotel and
Casino.
Casino.
So you're supposed to submit a name and then also give us a why.
Yeah. Why? Because I felt like it. What am I? I didn't even see the. Oh, there it is.
Yep.
That's a big flamingo.
Mm-hmm. Tuscadero.
I like it. I get why, but I'll leave it to you, audience
Question is,
members.
can I spell it?
Tucadero.
E-R-O. I'm going to look that up.
Okay, it was a character on Happy Days, but that's okay, whatever.
Named Pinky, right?
Pinky's going to be the one everybody
I know.
sends
so
in.
I'm going the other side. Tuscadero. Nailed it.
Yes, you did.
Tuscadero.
Yes.
Pinky. Oops. That's
Well,
the one that Fonzie dated, right?
Yeah.
And then it was Leather that
Yeah, Leather is her sister.
was the bad one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looked like Joan Jett.
It was actually Susie Quattro, who was a rock musician.
Was
in her
she?
own. Yeah,
She really was.
Yeah, and she actually had a hit in the 70s too.
So Pinky Tuscadero was an iconic character from Happy Days.
Why are you doing this live on the radio?
Because this is the type of quality entertainment that Counterculture-wise offers to their...
Hey, while we're at it, why don't we talk about Happy Days?
Sunday, Monday.
God, I thought this was going to take 3 seconds, not 5 minutes of the show.
I'm done. Okay.
In the middle of that
what's going to take
Drop everything.
Oh, yeah, good idea. Hey, folks, no matter where you're listening, whether you're listening live here on Spreaker or if you're listening after the fact on any of the other places that you may be listening, including ScrewTube, which will only get bits and pieces of this, whatever you're doing right now, drop everything. Don't drop it on your cat. And like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your grandma, tell your enemies about this show.
Tell the ice cream man on the corner.
Tell the ice cream man on the corner. It's the middle of winter. I doubt there's going to be ice cream man on the corner. Tell the garbage man. Tell your pastor. Tell anybody that you love, hate, or otherwise don't engage with. Post it on the wall.
You might
take
make a
out
friend,
a billboard. Run one of those ads on Times Square. Do whatever you got to do, but tell people about our little podcast because we just have so much love for our audience, our single person who listens to us. That we
listens
would like
to us type things about flamingos.
that we want to spread it even further. Maybe get 2 audience, maybe even free audience.
Can you imagine 12 people a week? I said 12 people a week. No, never mind.
For the low, low price of Bupkiss, Doodly Squat, Nada, Niet. You, too, can be a member of the Counterculture-Wise Army.
Yeah. Counterculture, man.
Yeah, man. Anyways, please do like, share, subscribe, hit all the buttons, do all the things. And, by the way, if you hate us, if you don't like us, and you don't want to do any of those things, and you want to tell us how awful and slimy and nasty and istophobic we are, because, boy, I get called that on Twitter all day long.
Well, that doesn't say much.
Everybody's istophobic now. Head on over to counterculturewise.com and fill out the ID10T form, and we will give it the
immediate attention it deserves.
that it deserves.
You might even get mentioned on our show.
We might even read it verbatim.
Absolutely.
And I do mean batum. All right, so I submitted my flamingo name idea.
All right, so what defrock happened here?
Oh, God. I don't know if I'm going to get through this.
You probably won't.
A Buddhist temple in central Thailand has been left without monks. It's monkless in Thailand. After all of its holy men faced drug tests.
Failed.
You
said faced. What?
Did I say faced?
Yeah, you said faced.
Darn these teeth! I just brushed them. I can't
well,
do a thing
we
with them.
can edit it in post. Let's
we
start
always say
over.
that, but I never do.
Yeah.
Failed. I said failed drug tests, and we're defrocked. And since we're frocking trees in this most wonderful time of the year, I guess it's only good that we defrock druggy monks. 4 monks, including an abbot, at a temple in, not even going to try, Bitchute provinces.
Fetch a bun.
Not to be confused with Cinnabon.
No, fetch a bun. Just go. I'm
fetch a
hungry.
bun.
Go fetch a bun.
Don't tell me what to do on air. Fetchabun's province, Bung Sam Phan district, tested positive for meth on Monday. The monks have been sent. I'm sorry. I shouldn't. That's not very zen of me to be laughing.
No, it isn't.
The monks have been sent to a health clinic to undergo drug rehabilitation. The temple is now empty of monks, and nearby villagers are concerned that they cannot do any merit making. He said, merit making involves worshippers donating food to monks as a good deed. So we're monkless and we can't merit because they're all on meth.
This is brought to you by 3M.
The letter for today is M, as in meth monks.
Hey, Bert. Anyway.
Okay, more monks will be sent to the temple to allow the villagers to practice their religious obligations. And now we've got sub-monks that are coming in to take over for the meth monks so that the villagers can merit the monkless...
Merit the monkless monks
Oh, dear.
in the monastery.
Thailand is a major transit country for meth, you think. Flooding in from Myanmar's troubled Shan state via Laos. Is it Laos or Laos? Laos. According to the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. UNODIC. Well, no wonder. Nations Office. Okay. On the street, meth pills called yaba sell for less than 20 baht, or around 50 cents here. Meth, and particularly yaba, can be easily found in every corner of Thailand. Supply is up everywhere. And at this point... Okay, so now I have a question. Because they go kind of into detail on where you can get meth and why and all that good stuff, which we don't care about.
It's cheaper than a beer. That was the point they were going to make.
Is this... Because you know how the monks are like amazing scribes and they create fantastic, sometimes alcohols and things like that. Do you think this is special monk meth? Do you think that we have a...
Maybe monk meth.
Well, I have to tell you that when I found this story, I shared the headline with one of my students, and she was very upset. And she said, those poor villagers, they didn't do anything wrong. And I said, yeah, except supply their monks with meth. And she goes, well, what if the monks are the ones making the meth? And it went downhill from there. It's like, I don't know.
So there are merit makers
special monk
making
meth?
merit to meth making monks.
And now we're monkless. Merry meth-making merit makers are...
are mailing meth to monastery monks. And
Oh, gosh. I almost feel like I'm on meth just reading this. Wow. Just... wow. In August, authorities found 2 tons of meth hidden in marble tiles shipped from the Middle East to Sydney. Wow. Go Sydney.
it's going.
It went.
Also in August, Mexican soldiers seized almost 1.5 tons of meth and 328 pounds of apparent powdered fentanyl at a checkpoint in the southern state of Sonora.
Sonora.
Wow.
But are
and
they
then,
monkless?
of course, 5,000 pounds of meth and found a...
And Lord knows,
blah, blah,
I was
blah.
going to say, Lord knows how much is just walking over the border right now.
Well, anyway.
Your turn.
Oh, my.
And I would walk 500 miles, and I would
walk 500 more. Oh, wow. This is a story of endurance, my children. Rescuers said a pilot whose airplane crashed into a Utah canyon miraculously walked away from the crash and walked 6 miles for help.
Any landing you can walk away from.
But then walk 6 miles?
Just to
The
be
Mountain Green
on.
Fire, The Mountain Green Fire Protection District shared photos of the wreckage of the plane, not the phone, on its Facebook page. I should be wearing glasses while I'm reading this, and said in the accompanying post that the aircraft went down into a canyon near Durst Mountain on Sunday afternoon. The plane had taken off from Morgan County Airport and was heading to Idaho. In his Facebook post, the Mountain Green Fire Protection District said the pilot miraculously walked away from the crash, then hiked about 6 miles to get cell service to call 911. Normally, with these situations, we have a great deal of difficulty of finding the aircraft or the people, Fire Chief Brian Brendel told KSL. In this case, he just kind of got out of his plane, dusted himself off, and walked down the ATV road until he got to into cell phone range. Firefighters on the scene were able to disable the batteries and address a fuel leak. The plane was still in one piece. Wow. But one of the fuel tanks ruptured in the crash. Brendel told KSL the pilot did such a good job landing the plane that the authorities could just about put some wheels on it and fly it right out of there. Despite the exterior of the plane staying together, officials said the aircraft is likely a total loss and will need to be cut up to be removed from the area. The pilot had bumps and bruises but was not severely injured and refused medical services. He's pretty darn lucky, Brendel said. He shouldn't play the lottery ever again. I guess he was flying alone.
Kind of
It doesn't indicate there are any passengers on this plane. So.
Oh, I thought you weren't supposed to fly alone.
Where did you hear that?
Aren't you supposed? That's what a co-pilot is for.
But you're not required by law to have a co-pilot.
Why? Don't you think there'd be less people?
What if you just use the plane for your own use? You don't necessarily need that.
It just seems to me that we'd have less dead rock stars if we had more co-pilots. I'm just saying.
And now that song Air Crash Museum from the
No.
Dead Milkmen is playing in my head.
Dead Milkmen? Oh, dear.
Yeah. It's exactly what you think it would be. It's funny. Very funny song.
All right. Well, this is just a feel-good story that makes you all warm and fluffy inside.
Aww.
Rare species of bear gives birth to 2 cubs at Smithsonian's National Zoo and Conservation Biology. Smithsonian has a zoo?
What are you asking me for? I didn't know there was one until you did.
Okay. 2 Andean bear cubs were born in Washington, D.C. on November 15th. Why are they just telling us about it now? Smithsonian's National Zoo and Conservation Biology Institute announced it's considered a vulnerable species by the International Union for Conservation of Nature. Could we have longer names? Susie agrees. With an estimated 2,000 Andean bears left in the wild, making the birth of these cubs even more significant. You are being serenaded by the great retriever in the background here. The zoo said the cubs were born to first-time parents, a 3-year-old female named Brienne and a 9-year-old male named Quito. Keepers said both cubs are active and vocal and that they're cautiously optimistic that the 2 will thrive. We love celebrating here with squeaks and such. Zoo officials said that Brienne will be raising her babies on her own for 2 to 3 months until they're given a veterinary exam to determine their sexes. They're the 4th litter born at the zoo since 2010.
Nice.
Head on over to counterculturebuzz.com to get a look at these bears, which are interesting. They look different from most bears I've seen, as well as video of the wee little babies. So good, so good. I love zoos that help the animals. I mean, it used to be, we're just looky-looing and whatever, but now that the zoos have become really proactive in conservation and all these things, it's like they really do help the planet. It's awesome.
Now, this next story raises some questions, but we'll save the questions for afterwards because maybe in the process of my relating this to you all, the answer will be there. Zach Arnwine was driving with his fiancée near Germantown, Ohio, and they saw a FedEx truck driver throwing packages onto the side of the road. The couple turned around to investigate, but the driver had already left, leaving behind a trail of packages.
Wait, what?
I know.
What?
Not wanting... That's the unasked question. I want to find out what happens or why, if I can. And not wanting the packages to end up being confiscated or thrown away, Arnwine decided to deliver the packages himself. I called every number on Arnwine told WSFA, I called every number on each box and told them that I had their package and I will deliver them to their house. One recipient, Royce Charbonneau, said they were amazed that Arnwine would take the time to deliver their package.
Why didn't he just take it back to the UPS office?
Because it's a FedEx.
Oh, what?
Anyway,
well, that
one
makes sense.
Charbonneau told WFSFA.
See, and this is totally something I would do, and that's how badly I would cock it up.
Yeah. We're on the way home. We get a call. It's a number I don't know. He said, I usually don't answer numbers I don't know, but I did. And it was a guy named Zach, and he said he had our package. Charbonneau said he couldn't believe he was getting a call from a stranger about his package, but then after I met Zach, met him in person, talked to him in person, I believed it, he said. I would hope.
I sure hope they track this driver down and find him.
Yeah, I was just going to mention FedEx hasn't been able to explain what happened, but the incident is under investigation. And thanks to Arnwine, the packages made it to their final destination despite the bizarre situation.
They must have thought that they were ballots. Nicely done. That's something we would do.
Yeah.
Totally something we would do.
Once we've gone through them and found the good stuff.
Oh, now.
What?
No, we would not do such a thing. Bite your tongue.
Oh,
Ooh, science. Oh, I like science. Bee-boo, bee-boo. A new technology developed at Tel Aviv University makes it possible to destroy cancerous tumors in a targeted manner via a combination of ultrasound and the injection of nanobubbles into the bloodstream. Hot diggity dang. According to the research team, unlike invasive treatment methods or the injection of microbubbles into the tumor itself, this latest technology enables the destruction of the tumor in a non-invasive manner. The study was conducted under the leadership of doctoral student Mike Bismuth from the lab of Dr. Tali Ilovish. Please apologies for the pronunciations that are about to happen, because it's not going to be pretty. Dr. Dov Hershkovitz of the Department of Pathology, Professor Athgather Exner, a bunch of doctors. Okay. Dr. Ilgai says that their new technology makes it possible in a relatively simple way to inject
Wait a second. Dr. Ilgai? Perfect. Continue.
Well, it's Ilovishk. I got the ill part, okay? I also hate when they use a sans serif font, so the I and the L look exactly the same, so you don't know if you're supposed to pronounce it like llama, yama, or if it's an I and an L, because one's capitalized. I don't like fonts where the capital I looks exactly the same as a lowercase l. Bad font. Boo!
Naughty font.
Anyway, yes, naughty font. Relatively simple way, inject nanobubbles into the bloodstream, which then congregate in the area of the cancerous tumor. After that, using a low-frequency ultrasound, we explode the nanobubbles and thereby the tumor. That sounds so simple. We're just going to blow some bubbles into your blood, then make them shake really hard till they pop and they'll kill the cancer?
I'm all, whatever works, dude. Cancer stinks.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever
The
works.
researchers explained the prevalent method of cancer treatment today is the surgical removal of the tumor in combination with the complementary treatments such as chemo and immunotherapy. Therapeutic ultrasound to destroy the cancerous tumor is a non-invasive alternative to surgery, which means that none of us plebs will have access to it. All right, so this article goes on for quite a while, but that is really exciting. And honestly, the more non-invasive, the quicker the healing time, and
the more likely patients are to want to get it.
yeah, it also says it makes it possible to treat patients who are unfit for tumor resection surgery. So somebody like me who would probably, conk out if you sliced me open again. The disadvantage, however, is that the heat and high intensity of the ultrasound waves may damage tissues near the tumor, thus causing cancer. It doesn't say that, but it's implied.
Warning,
I'm
this
not laughing.
illness
I'm
may
not
cause...
laughing.
Oh, dear. Well, now I want to get on about a celebrity who I think... I like him a lot. But anyway, this just makes me like him more. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson said this week that he had finally exorcised this damn chocolate demon after he returned to a 7-Eleven in Hawaii.
Not exercised as in took it for a walk, but exorcised as in spit it up like pea soup, right?
Well, it said demon in there.
I know, but
You don't say,
said,
all right, Satan, and one, and one, and
Some
one, and
people
one,
do.
and two, and two.
But it sounded like you said exercise, not exorcised.
Come on, you can do one more. Come on, you can do it.
Oh,
Let me start
please,
over.
I'm so tired.
The Rock Johnson said this week that he had finally exorcised this damn chocolate demon after he returned to a 7-Eleven in Hawaii to right the wrong of stealing candy when he was a teenager.
He got to grow up in Hawaii?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Well, he looks Hawaiian, doesn't he?
I don't know. What does a
In
Hawaiian
an
look
Instagram
like?
post, the Black
I've
Adam...
never seen him with coconuts and a grass skirt, so I have no idea if he looks Hawaiian.
The views just expressed are exclusively those of Melanie Hope and do not reflect James Russell Monis or this show or anybody else in the United States.
It's just why we don't post directly to YouTube anymore.
All right,
But
anyway.
I really now I really do want to see him in coconuts and a grass skirt.
You can always... He's there on Twitter. You can ask him.
I'm sure he'd answer me.
In an Instagram post, the Black Adam star explained that his family was broke as hell when he was living on the island, and for nearly a year, when he was 14, he would steal a Snickers bar from the store on the way to the gym every day.
What a jerk! Sorry.
It's okay. You're you. As his pre-workout snack.
Wait, so you steal a candy bar before you go work out?
Because it boosts your energy.
That's like having a diet soda with your burger, trying to cancel them out.
Okay, well, you have to understand he's a broke kid. He's not going to go...
He can afford a gym
He's not going to
pass.
go to GNC and steal, protein powder. Come on now.
Well, you just said he's a broke kid, so if he were to get protein powder, he would be stealing it.
Okay, look. The gym was probably the one at his school.
No.
Okay?
Okay. You say so. I'll just be
Never
over
mind.
Here
I'll just blow
I'll just be over
blow
here
on.
on stage by myself, quacking away.
Yes, you will be. Yes, you certainly
Quack, quack, quack,
Yeah.
quack.
Not again. Okay, just any. You do whatever you want.
Quack.
No quack. No quack.
Quack.
No quack-a-voo.
Quack, quack, quack.
Anyway, he would steal a Snickers bar from the store on the way to the gym every day as his pre-workout snack because he couldn't afford to buy one. He recalled that the same clerk was there every day and always just turned her head and never busted me, but admitted that his actions had been weighing on his conscience for 3 decades.
So he wasn't shoplifting. They were just letting him have one.
It doesn't... Okay, I'm not a lawyer. Johnson documented the recent visit to the store in which he emptied the shelves of every Snickers bar, bought them, and then left the candy bars for any customers to take for free.
That's cute.
If somebody looks like they're stealing Snickers, give them these so they don't steal it, Johnson told the store clerk. He wrote that he realized the deed might seem silly, but every time he would come back home to Hawaii and drive by 7-Eleven, he always knew he needed to go in and clean out every Snickers bar they had the right way. Johnson racked up a bill of $298 and also tipped the clerk who had to count the dozens of bars he bought and another cashier who was working at the time. The former wrestling star even posed for selfies with fans while trying to film the visit.
I wonder how much 7-Eleven paid him to do this.
Okay, that is the ultimate conspiracy theory.
Oh, sorry.
I swear.
Am I a little jaded?
Are you a little jaded? You've been mounted you've been mounted in a glass case and put on display at Tiffany. As a bonus.
Tiffany doesn't sell jade.
I don't know.
It's an inferior...
Anyway, as a bonus, it was a lot of fun to take care of everybody who walked into the 7-Eleven while I was there. He had it. We can't change the past and some of the dumb stuff we may have done, but every once in a while we can add a little redeeming grace note to that situation and maybe put a big smile on some strangers' faces, Johnson said, adding, I finally exorcised this damn chocolate demon that's been gnawing at me for decades. And 1, and 2, and left, and right, and... Will you stop already? I'm getting tired!
Okay, I apologize. Gosh. Gee. All right, so we got out some news of the weird and wonderful. We want to start the show on a positive note, and we want to end the show on a positive note, because usually we start with death and dismemberment and evil things. But this time, I thought, it'd be more fun to start with weird and wonderful.
I think the person we're going to talk about would have wanted it that way.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the greatest rock acts of all time is Fleetwood Mac. I love Fleetwood Mac. Anyway, I still love Fleetwood Mac.
Jim smacks his head on the microphone.
Oh, my Lord. They started out in the 1960s as a blues rock band, kind of like Cream, only Peter Green, the guitarist at the time, was even better than Clapton. Yes, I spoke blasphemy.
Whoa.
Forgive me, dear God. From the second album to the most recent one, there was a keyboardist named Christine Perfect, who later married the bassist John McVie and became Christine McVie.
Became Perfect McGee.
Or Perfect McVie, whatever you want. She was previously in a band called Chicken Shack, and that was how Fleetwood Mac got to hear of them. So because she married John, she was invited into the band and played keyboards and started doing backup singing, and eventually became a one of the primary songwriters and singers for the band. And with their breakthrough, once Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham joined, it came into full flower. The two albums, Fleetwood Mac and Rumors, are like two of the greatest albums ever made. And Christine McVie sang some of the most amazing vocals. I loved her voice.
I loved her voice.
I saw Fleetwood Mac in 2004. Unfortunately, Christine was not with them. And although I love the show very much, great musicians, great singing.
So they were like Fleetwood meh?
No, because there's still a Mac in there. It was still McVie.
Just one. So it wasn't the full Mac. It was just a
Well, it wasn't the full Mac before she joined either. I mean, it was...
know.
Anyway, it went from Fleetwood Big Mac to Fleetwood Whopper
Junior
or
Mac
something.
or-
Junior
yeah.
Mac. Whatever. It just wasn't the
You
same.
went from
And
Big Macs to Whoppers? Isn't that...
Because they don't have anything... They just have... It goes Big Mac, quarter pounder, cheeseburger. That's it. There's no...
Whoppers from another...
I know, honey. That's why I threw the Whopper in.
Okay.
This moment of confusion was brought to you by
I'm just wrenching your engine every chance I get tonight, aren't I?
every single time. I very gently shut the engine off, managed to wrench the wrench out, so to speak, throw it in the trash, start the engine again, and clank, clank, clank. It's just, okay, I think I'm just going to get a bicycle. I should probably put a broomstick through the spokes. Anyway, she was a great singer. Probably my favorite song of hers with Fleetwood Mac was Say You Love Me. What was yours, Melanie?
Yeah, I think that's my favorite too.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah. Great song. That was her. Although she had been a vocalist on
her most Karen Carpenter moment, I think. I think
Yeah.
that's where her voice you just felt good.
Yeah. I mean, You Make Love and Fun was another good one, and she had a couple of solo hits in the 80s that were good, and Hold Me was another good one. I mean, there are a lot of really good ones, but
I mean, I like that one, but not as much as I like that one. I'm a little biased though, because that's also a song that my mommy did.
her mom, for those of you who are new to the show, was a singer and an amazing guitarist in a band. They should have hit it big, but didn't.
Little Lies. I forgot about Little Lies.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Oh, I love that song. And Seven Wonders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing songwriter, and what a voice. My wife must be professional jealousy or something. She doesn't like Stevie Nicks.
It's not that I dislike Stevie Nicks. Okay. It's just.
You realize there's a reason she rasps like that, right?
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I know she had nodes on her vocal cords later.
Yeah.
But
that and the
no, I think one of my favorite episodes of South Park is where they get this goat from Africa that they're trying to send back to the kid because they sponsored an African kid. And so in thanks, he sends them a goat. So they're trying to get the goat back to Africa, and everybody keeps thinking that it's Stevie Nicks. And like, Miss Nicks, you've never looked better. But it's funny because my mom loved Fleetwood Mac. They did several covers of Fleetwood Mac songs, but she also hated Stevie Nicks. And she said, "Yeah, all I have to do," and I do this too in karaoke. Do a Stevie Nicks song, and really all you do is pretend like you have a head cold. Now here you go again, you say.
Actually, the last time we went to karaoke at this trendy bar,
pinky lifting $8
trendy
beer,
trendy hipster thing.
It's only right that you and they're like, "Oh my God, you sound so much like Stevie Nicks." It's like I'm literally singing through my nostrils.
But that's not what we're singing about. We're singing about Christine McVie.
Was there ever a Stevie Nicks Willie Nelson duet? Because if not, that needs to happen. Anyways, the thing I liked about Christine McVie's voice, like I said, she had those moments where you felt carpentry.
Yeah.
She had a very sweet, clear voice.
Sweet and smoky at the same time.
Exactly. Well, I mean, she was beautiful.
And she was good looking, too, yeah.
And the thing is, Stevie was so insanely beautiful. I mean, and don't get me wrong, she's a gorgeous woman. I feel like a lot of times Christy ended up kind of in her shadow. Because Stevie had this really
felt that way from
iconic voice. She was truly beautiful. And then, of course, elvish, because she's just itty-bitty. And, dressed like the gypsy and all that. That I'm sure that Christy was the George to Paul, to Stevie's Paul, and which is sad because Christy really, really, really.
It isn't like she was hiding or hidden from the spotlight or didn't make a lot of money.
Swap spouses all over the place too.
Yeah, that was how the Rumors album. That was the theme of the Rumors album. That's when John McVie and Christine McVie broke up, although they decided to keep a professional relationship, and they're friends. They were friends, I guess I should say. It's just, and I think she dated Dennis Wilson of the Beach Boys for a spell too.
Oh wow!
Yeah, before he died.
So they're all just like swapping around. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she aged well. She was a lovely lady.
She was like 72 and still beautiful. Yeah.
79.
79.
Yeah.
79.
I think that's what they said. Let me see. I thought they said right here. Yeah, 79.
Well, I'll be danged.
She was born, believe it or not, in Lancashire, July 12th, 1943. And now we know how many holes it takes to fill the Albert Hall. Yeah, so rest in peace, Christy. You gave us some amazing music, and we thank you for your contribution.
We'd play one of your songs, but we get copyright smacked out of existence.
Smacked out of existence. I did my best. Oh, no, you can't decide. Yeah, if I knew the word, tell me lies. Sorry. Okay, well, we're 45 minutes into the show, and I think I've made Jim bang his head against the microphone at least 5 times. Why don't we have a check-in with Chuck?
Check-in with Chuck. Let's do it.